Yes. Thank you very much. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished speakers, on behalf of the Committee on the Exercise of the Inalienable Rights of the Palestinian People, I would like to thank all participants for their valuable contributions. I would now like to invite His Excellency Ambassador Vera Baboun, representative of the State of Palestine, to deliver her closing remarks.
Distinguidos delegados.
Distinguished delegates, dear members of civil society, and friends of Palestine, distinguished speakers, when concluding this historical conference that has taken place in Chile, a nation whose voice has resonated, constantly defending justice, freedom, and human dignity. We do it fully aware that each word expressed here is evidence of increasing international will to end the protracted suffering of the Palestinian people. That's why we expressed our sincere thankfulness to all of you. Throughout the plenary sessions, we have discussed the very harsh reality of an occupation that has lasted more than half a century, of a Gaza under a genocidal siege, and a people that has been deprived of his fundamental right, the right to live freely in their own land. Out of this meeting, there's been a call to solidarity and to action, an affirmation that the Palestinian cause is transcendental. It goes beyond geographic borders and political limits or generational boundaries. It's a legal and moral imperative that joins peoples and movements all over the world that see in Palestine the reflection of the fight for freedom and human dignity. The first plenary session reminded us that the situation in the Palestinian occupied Palestinian land and East Jerusalem is not simply a political crisis, but a flagrant violation of international law recognized in numerous UN resolutions. And to that, we see the recent consultative opinion of International Justice Court that rectifies the illegality of colonial Israeli practices in Palestine and established that all states have the obligation of not recognizing nor assisting in the maintenance of this illegal situation and of cooperating to end it. Ladies and gentlemen, uh, international law does not need new interpretations, but the will to be complied with both by Israel and by all member states. The second plenary session set a path to the future based on the need to carry out an accountability process, the end of impunity and complicity as to the recognition of the Palestinian state and the two-state solution. We stated that the occupying power, Israel, has acted with impunity for decades to disturb the physical reality and political reality on the land, uh, resorting to illegal actions, building walls, and has fragmented the Palestinian geography by separating Gaza from the West Bank and isolating East Jerusalem, also committing genocide and protracted apartheid. These policies, deliberate policies, have intended for the world to question the feasibility of a Palestinian state. without questioning that the right of a people to self-determination does not depend on the will of the occupying state. The right of the Palestinian state to an independent state is not conditional nor negotiable. Nor does it require any type of validation from those who have systematically undermined it. It is a right that is part of international law and that is rooted in justice. The Palestinian territorial continuity is the result of a calculated strategy by Israel, not a lack of ability. The true question is not about questioning the feasibility of the Palestinian state, but in inviting the international community to stop allowing Israel to destroy the conditions for its existence. The impunity and complicity need to end. The two-state solution is not a political concession, but a moral and legal obligation. The recognition of an inalienable right that Israel has tried to destroy through occupation, but it still is the the fundamental for long-lasting peace. That is why it is the political and diplomatic support is so significant, and what we've seen here in 2025 with the increasing recognition of the state of Palestine and the two-state solution. This is just the beginning of a greatly challenging effort that should end with a full membership of the state of Palestine in the United Nations. Ladies and gentlemen, upon commemorating the 50th anniversary of the Committee for the Exercise uh, of the Inalienable Rights of the Palestinian people, there's a 50 years of commitment with the defense of international law, the amplification of the silenced voices silenced by the occupation, and of keeping the Palestinian cause at the center of the global conference. That's why I express my appreciation to the committee and all the members. Thank you very much. Here in Santiago, and just in closing, we have seen that civil society is not a mere spectator of history or a mere witness, but its author. Throughout Latin America, from Chile to Colombia, from Brazil to Mexico to Peru, and beyond, the commitment with Palestine has not stopped. It's the true example of moral clarity and democratic conviction. Civil society has been and will still be the heart of solidarity. It organizes, documents, denounces, mobilizes, educates, keeping the truth alive in the face of this occupation and the disinformation. This meeting has confirmed that the efforts of solidarity do not depend on just solemn declarations, but on a sustained action and the collective action of the right and human dignity. That's the mobilization of civil society, what can turn solidarity into an actual change and hope for justice, that our collective work, rooted in truth, guided by justice, and supported by solidarity, will contribute to the recovery of Gaza, the end of the occupation, and the establishment of hope. That this gathering here in Santiago resonates as a firm commitment. We will not rest until justice prevails, that the occupation ends and Palestine lives in freedom, peace, and dignity. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ex- Thank you very much, Ambassador. Excellencies, distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, today's presentations and discussions prove the vital role played by civil society organizations in holding Israel accountable and their unwavering commitment to the Palestinian cause. The present context following a successful ceasefire agreement presents a critical opportunity to move forward toward meaningful measures that will curve a path to the two-state solution. Your actions matter. On behalf of the committee, I would like to express my sincere hope that today's discussions will result in practical steps in the near future. The committee will certainly continue advocating relentlessly until the Palestinian people's rights to self-determination becomes a reality. As these consultations come to an end, please note that the chair's summary of the event will be available on the UN Questions of Palestine website shortly. The committee mandate is neither partisan nor selective. It is grounded in UN resolutions adopted by the GA, which call for the realization of the inalienable rights of the Palestinian people. Our role is not to take sides, but to uphold international law, human rights, and the decisions of the United Nations. I have an announcement to make because before I close, we have a number of booklets on Palestine's solidarity exhibits, which the committee has organized at the UN headquarters in recent years. Since we have students here today, who patiently attended all day, we offer them to the students. Unfortunately, we do not have enough for all, but hope you can use them jointly, perhaps also in your university clubs and associations. Thank you all once again, and I now declare the second 2025 Committee CSO consultation closed. Thank you very much.